Hey fellas, how we doing today? Good to have you here. Today we're going to talk about something that's important for all of us guys, especially as we get a little older. We're talking about prostate health. Now I know it's not exactly the most exciting topic, but trust me, it's worth paying attention to. Think of it like this. Taking care of your prostate is like taking care of your car. You gotta keep up with the maintenance if you want to keep it running smooth for the long haul. We're going to keep things light, easy to understand, and hopefully even have a few laughs along the way. So first things first, what exactly is the prostate? Well, it's a small gland about the size of a walnut. Don't worry if you haven't thought much about it before. It's tucked away down there, just below the bladder. Now this little gland might be small, but it's got a big job. It's responsible for making some of the fluid that helps you, well, you know, be a man. It's all part of the circle of life, my friends. And just like any other part of your body, it's important to keep it healthy. We're going to talk about why that's so important and what you can do to keep your prostate in tip-top shape. So stick around, fellas. We're just getting started. All right, let's delve a little deeper into this prostate thing. Imagine it like a little valve sitting right there at the neck of your bladder. It's got to be in good working order, fellas, because every time you go to the bathroom, that prostate is involved. See, when you're ready to let loose, the bladder squeezes and the prostate opens up to let the flow go. Teamwork makes the dream work, am I right? But like any good teammate, sometimes the prostate needs a little attention. And that's what we're talking about today. So we know the prostate helps control your, output. But it's got another important job too. It produces some of the fluid that helps make those swimmers strong and healthy. That's right, gentlemen, we're talking about the stuff that helps make babies. So the prostate, it's kind of a big deal in the whole fatherhood department. Even if you're done having kids, or never wanted them in the first place, your prostate is still there working hard. It's all part of being a man. So let's give it the respect it deserves, shall we? Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. It's there, it does its thing. Why all the fuss? Well, here's the deal, fellas. As we get older, our bodies change, and the prostate, well, it can start acting up a bit. Think of it like this. Remember back in the day when you could eat whatever you wanted, stay up all night, and still feel great the next day? Yeah, those days are gone, my friend. Our bodies need a little more TLC as we age, and the prostate is no different. So we gotta pay attention to what it's trying to tell us. We gotta keep an eye on things, and that's what we're gonna talk about next. Remember what we were saying about our bodies changing as we get older? Well, the prostate, it goes through some changes too. Think of it like the seasons, you know? In the spring and summer of life, everything's usually running smooth. But come fall and winter, well, things can get a little unpredictable. The prostate, it can start to grow a little larger as we age. Most of the time, it's nothing to worry about, just a natural part of getting older. But sometimes that growth can cause problems. And that's why it's important to pay attention. Just like you wouldn't ignore a creaky floorboard in your house, you don't want to ignore what your body's telling you. Now I know talking about what goes on down there can be a little, well, uncomfortable, but fellas, there's no shame in it. These are common issues that affect a whole lot of men. One of the most common things that can happen is something called BPH, stands for benign prostatic hyperplasia. Sounds scary, but it's just a fancy way of saying the prostate's gotten a little enlarged. And when that happens, it can start to squeeze on your urethra, which is the tube that carries your, from the bladder on out. That can make it harder to pee or make you feel like you gotta go all the time. Not exactly a party, right? Now, here's the good news, fellas. No matter what you've heard or how worried you might feel, there's a lot you can do to protect your health. Most prostate problems, they're treatable, especially if you catch them early. That means you've got a real shot at staying healthy and active for years to come. That's why it's so important to see your doctor for regular checkups. These visits aren't just for when you feel sick. They're your chance to catch small issues before they become big problems. Think of it like this. Just like you wouldn't wait for your car to break down completely before you took it to the mechanic, you shouldn't wait for symptoms to show up before seeing your doctor. You get regular oil changes, tune-ups, all that good stuff to keep your car running smooth and reliable. Your health is the same way. Taking care of yourself now means you can keep doing the things you love, whether that's spending time with family, traveling, or just enjoying a walk in the park. Regular checkups are like tune-ups for your body. They help your doctor spot anything unusual early when it's easiest to treat. They help make sure everything's running right and give you peace of mind knowing you're on top of your health. And if something is wrong, your doctor can help you get it taken care of quickly before it gets serious. So don't be shy, fellas. Talk to your doctor. Get checked out, ask questions, and take charge of your health. Early detection, it's your secret weapon when it comes to prostate health. It gives you the power to act early and stay ahead of any problems. We'll talk more about what those checkups involve a little later, so you know exactly what to expect and how to prepare. But first, let's talk about something that's probably on your mind. Something a lot of men wonder about when it comes to prostate health. All right, fellas, I know what you're thinking. We've been dancing around the big one, prostate cancer. It's a scary thought, no doubt about it. But here's the thing, we gotta talk about it. We can't just stick our heads in the sand and hope it goes away. The more we know about prostate cancer, the better prepared we are to deal with it. Think of it like this. Remember when you were a kid and something scared you? Maybe it was the monster under the bed or that creaky door in the basement. What did your mama tell you? Turn on the light, baby. Once you see what's what, it ain't so scary anymore. So let's turn on the light, fellas. Let's talk about the facts. First off, prostate cancer is more common than you might think. About 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with it at some point in their lives. Now, I know that number might sound scary, but here's the important part. Most men diagnosed with prostate cancer, they go on to live long, healthy lives, especially if it's caught early. And that, my friends, is the key. Early detection, we're going to talk more about that in a bit. But for now, just remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the less you gotta fear. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, fellas. There are some things that can increase your risk of prostate cancer. Age is a big one. The older you get, the higher your risk. If you've got a family history of prostate cancer, father, brother, uncle, that increases your risk too. And African American men, they're at a higher risk as well. But here's the thing. Even if you've got all the risk factors in the world, it doesn't mean you're going to get prostate cancer. And even if you do, it doesn't have to be a death sentence. We've got options, fellas. We've got treatments. We've got hope. But it all starts with knowledge. Understanding your risk, talking to your doctor, and taking charge of your health. That's what we're all about today. All right, fellas, let's talk about warning signs. Now, I'm not talking about those flashing neon signs you see on the Vegas Strip. I'm talking about the subtle hints your body might be giving you. See, your prostate, it tries to tell you when something ain't right. But sometimes we're so busy with life, we don't always listen. So pay attention, gentlemen, because these are important messages. One of the most common signs is trouble with, well, you know, going number 1. If you're having to strain to get things going, or if you feel like you gotta go all the time, that could be your prostate talking. Another sign is waking up in the middle of the night to go. Now, I'm not talking about that one time after you had too much beer at the game. I'm talking about a regular thing. Now, I know what you're thinking. You hear all this talk about prostate health and suddenly, every little trip to the bathroom feels suspicious, right? You're making me paranoid. Am I supposed to worry every time nature calls? Every time I go to the bathroom, I'm gonna be worried. Fellas, relax. Take a deep breath. It's not a guarantee that you'll have problems just because you're getting older. Not everyone's gonna have prostate problems. Plenty of guys live long, healthy lives without ever having a single issue. But just like anything else in life, there are some things that can increase your risk. It's not about fate. It's about understanding what puts you in the higher risk group. Age, as we talked about before, that's a big one. The years keep adding up, and so does the risk. The older you get, the more likely you are to have prostate issues. It's just a fact of life, like needing reading glasses or forgetting where you put your keys. It's just the way it goes, fellas. We all get older, and our bodies change in ways we can't always control. Like those gray hairs, you can't stop them from coming. It's part of the package deal with aging. Family history is another factor. Your genes play a bigger role than you might think. If your dad or brother had prostate problems, you're more likely to as well. It's like inheriting your grandpa's nose, but not as fun. Think of it like this. Sometimes good looks run in the family, sometimes not so good health stuff does too. And then there's race, which is another important piece of the puzzle. African American men, they're at a higher risk for prostate cancer than other groups. It's something doctors pay close attention to. Why? Well, the doctors are still trying to figure that one out. There's a lot of research happening, but for now, it's just something to be aware of and talk to your doctor about. All right, fellas, we've talked about the prostate, the good, the bad, and the kinda awkward. But here's the thing, we're not helpless. There are things we can do to stay on top of our prostate health. And it all starts with seeing your doctor. Now, I know some of you, you'd rather wrestle an alligator than step foot in a doctor's office. But trust me on this one. Regular checkups, they're like those oil changes for your car. They help keep everything running smooth. And when it comes to the prostate, early detection is key. We're talking about catching any problems early, when they're easier to treat. So don't be shy, fellas. Make that appointment. Your prostate will thank you for it. So what can you expect when you go in for a prostate checkup? Well, one of the things your doctor might do is a PSA test. Stands for prostate-specific antigen. Sounds fancy, right? Basically, it's just a simple blood test. They take a little bit of your blood and test it for a protein that the prostate makes. Now, if your PSA level is high, it could mean something's up with your prostate. Could be something minor, like an infection, or it could be something more serious. Don't panic, fellas. A high PSA doesn't automatically mean cancer, but it's a signal for your doctor to investigate further. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said blood test. You didn't say nothing about, yeah, fellas, we gotta talk about the DRE, the digital rectal exam. It's the other part of a prostate checkup. And yeah, it involves your doctor taking a little peek. Now, before you jump out of your seat and run for the hills, let me tell you, it's really not that bad. It's quick, it's painless, and it gives your doctor important information about your prostate. Think of it like this. Would you rather have a quick, slightly awkward moment with your doctor or risk missing a potential problem? All right, fellas, we've talked about checkups and tests. Now let's talk about what you can do every day to keep your prostate happy. Think of it like this. You wouldn't put just any kind of fuel in your classic car, right? You gotta give it the good stuff if you want it to run smooth. Well, your body's the same way, and your prostate, it's got a taste for the healthy stuff too. So what's on the menu for a prostate-friendly diet? Think colorful, fellas. Fruits, vegetables, the more variety, the better. They're packed with vitamins and antioxidants that help keep everything running right. And don't forget about those good fats. The kind you find in fatty fish like salmon and tuna. They're full of omega-3s, which are like little superheroes for your prostate. Now, a healthy diet is a great start, but we gotta keep moving too, fellas. Eating right gives your body the fuel it needs, but it's only half the battle. Staying active is just as important for keeping your prostate in top shape. That's right, exercise is key for a happy prostate. Regular movement helps your body function better, boosts your mood, and keeps your energy up. And no, I'm not talking about running a marathon or training for the Olympics. You don't have to go all out or push yourself to exhaustion. Just get that body moving every day. Take a walk around the block, stroll with your dog, or meet up with friends for a group walk. Go for a bike ride through the neighborhood or explore a local trail on 2 wheels. Hit the golf course, whatever gets you going. Even a few holes with friends can make a difference. Exercise helps improve blood flow, which is good for, well, everything. Better circulation means your organs, including your prostate, get the nutrients and oxygen they need. And while you're at it, fellas, drink plenty of water. Hydration is key. Water helps your body flush out toxins and keeps your urinary system working smoothly. Think of it like this. Water is like nature's flushing system. It keeps your system clean and helps prevent problems down the line. Keeps everything moving the way it should, so you feel lighter and healthier every day. Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to enjoy life, not give up all the good stuff. What about the fun stuff? The laughs, the get-togethers, the little indulgences, the beer with the guys, the occasional cigar, or a night out watching the game? Listen, I'm not saying you gotta live like a monk or cut out all the fun. Life's about balance, not deprivation. But moderation is key, fellas. Enjoy your favorites, just don't overdo it. A little goes a long way. Too much alcohol or smoking, it can increase your risk of prostate problems. So make smart choices, and your prostate will thank you for years to come. We've covered a lot of ground today, fellas, from what the prostate is to why it matters and how to keep it healthy. But here's the most important takeaway. You don't have to navigate this alone. Your doctor, they're on your team. They want you to be healthy and thrive. Don't be shy about talking to them about your prostate health. Tell them your concerns, ask questions. No question is a dumb question when it comes to your health. Remember, fellas, knowledge is power. And when you and your doctor work together, you're unstoppable. Well, fellas, we've covered a lot of ground today. We talked about what the prostate is, why it's important, and what can go wrong. But most importantly, we talked about what you can do about it. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about your prostate health, the better equipped you are to make good decisions for yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. Ask questions, get informed, and take charge of your health. It's your body, fellas, and you deserve to feel your best. And remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of men are right there with you, facing the same challenges, learning the same things, and living their best lives. So what's the takeaway, fellas? It's simple. Live well, laugh often, and get checked. Take care of your body, enjoy life to the fullest, and don't let prostate health worries slow you down. Eat your veggies, get some exercise, and don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. And remember, a little laughter goes a long way. Keep those spirits high, fellas, and keep on living your best life. Thanks for joining me today.